Okay, good evening everyone. So welcome to the day 4 of the JavaScript CodeCamp. Okay, so in the last 3 days we have a huge progress. Is it or not? We have a huge progress. First of all, what is the workspace? Let me open the VS Code. Yeah. So up to this, what we have done? We have developed so many things. We have seen the categories also coming from the JSON. Okay, that means already you have seen whenever you are changing this categories.json, automatically it is actually doing what? It is actually generating the options. Fine. Now these categories are used in two sections where first of all it is using in the select, that is that select, yes, filter category, and another select, that is only category. So whenever you are adding something, that is a category, and whenever you are filtering by category, then another select. Okay, and not only this, we have also seen how to store the expenses information in the local storage of the browser. I hope you don't have any doubt why we have chosen the local storage. Already I have told you there are several type of storage. The data you are storing inside that storage, the data age, okay, the age of the data will depend on whatever the type of the storage you are using on that. Okay, so we are actually achieving the maximum age by using local storage because we are assuming you are going to track your expenses for entire month or entire year. Okay, even if you are using your laptop for the last 5 years and you are not clearing any cache, not date, no history clearing, then it will store the data for the entire life. Okay, but it is very rare. Maximum case you have to, whenever you are updating some browser, a major update, automatically those information will be deleted. Okay, maximum time whenever any major update provided by any browser, Edge, Chrome, Firefox, automatically they will remove some this type of old data because these are security concern also. You cannot store this many, you cannot store the data for this many number of time. By the way, that is another story. Now, what is our target? First of all, I have told you today I am going to show you when to take this add event listener and when you can directly use that event here. That means in the form you can add on click event here also. Okay, or sorry, on submit. For the form it will be on submit. For the button it may be on a click, like that. So the thing is, whenever you are opening this, so let me open this in the live server. Yeah. So whenever you are seeing this, go to inspect, go to element. In the main section, you can see this all HTML code. Fine. Now, whenever any on click or this type of events, okay, this type of events are directly added in the HTML, what will happen? You can see what directly by looking into this element tag. That means what? You are developing one application, you are deploying it. Okay, that means now everyone in the world can access your application by typing some URL in the browser. Right? Now, just looking into the element section, really understand which function internally it is using. Okay, now if you are not using that event, or if you are not directly appending that event there, instead what you are doing, instead you are directly going to the JavaScript, searching the element, and manually you are appending that event. Okay, dynamically you are actually adding the event listener. Then what will happen? Now it will be difficult for anybody to search for which particular event is actually calling that particular responsible function. Okay, now it will be a little difficult. Now always whenever you are developing your application, if you are concerned about the security, you are doing this obviously. That means adding the event listener manually. Okay, so with respect to security perspective, which is better? Obviously add event listener in this way. With respect to development perspective, which is better? Appending that event directly in the HTML. Because whenever developing and you are finding some issue, then to resolve that issue, that means to debug the particular problem, you have to track which particular code block is responsible for that. Then if you are doing that here, that means in the HTML code, easily you can understand, yes, this function is actually called, so the problem may be there in this function. But whenever you are going to the JavaScript, you are adding this in the JavaScript, then it will be very difficult. Already I have told you, suppose lakhs of lines are there in the JavaScript code. Now it will be very difficult. If you know, you can, if you want to check, you can go to our website boolean.org.in. Yes, we are concerned about the security. Okay, now if you are opening this website, my network is little delayed by the way. Now you see, I am going to the inspect. Now here rarely you are getting anything. Can you see in this every div? Can you see any like on click, on change, anything? No, you will not get. Why? Because everything is actually done by manually. Even it is that much secure, the function name also actually changed. Random. Function name is random. That means after deploying, after building the website, the function name even changed. If you want to see, we have to go to sources tab. We have to find the particular JS. What is the JS? I think no, this is not. Can you see? Even it is difficult for me. This is the index.html. Where is the JavaScript file? There must be a JavaScript file. These are all images. Hmm, definitely there are some JavaScript file. Yeah, this is the JavaScript file. This is the JavaScript file. Okay, so see the name where E. What is the meaning of E? Okay, so this is very difficult now. It is defining function, calling. Now how it is arranged, even we don't know. Yes, really, we don't know. Because actually, whenever we have developed the code, at that time the function name was very good, identified, a big name was given so that we can identify. But now, even we don't know what happened. Because after building, everything is changed in such a way that anyone can hardly debug or hardly find the exact function that is responsible to do a particular task. Understood? But these all can be done automatically when you will learn React later. Okay, React, Angular, whatever. By the way, those are very advanced topic. At this moment, just understand the purpose, why, when to go for add event listener or when to go for that on click directly. And I'm just telling you that approach, how we can actually behind the scene in this, these things are happening to make our application more secure. Fine. So this is the reason. Okay, now the remaining task is related to UI. Already I have told you that pie chart is not even completed. Pie chart is not even not still not completed. So what we want to do is complete the pie chart first. Then we will check the entire application is working fine or not. Okay. Some of you are also, I hope you are trying. Okay. At the first session, I have told you some um, interesting thing are awaiting for you. Okay. So I definitely recommend everyone so that you all can check this in your system also. Okay, because if you check this, that actually you will be beneficial. You can post this application in the LinkedIn. You have done that. You can share the exact URL. Everyone can look into that URL and yes, this beautiful application is working fine. Now this pie chart. Okay, so whenever we are adding something or filtering something, automatically that pie chart should be generated. Now everything is working in our application. Okay, in the last session we have added these things, that's why it was saved earlier. It is automatically coming. Okay, so behaving exactly same. You believe me or not, in the last night I shut down my laptop, and still after turning on the laptop today before the session I turned on my laptop, and yes, the data is still there. Okay, if you don't believe, you try in your system. Now the thing is the expense breakdown. This pie chart should be generated. Now how to generate this pie chart? Obviously our best friend ChatGPT. Today internet is a little delayed, by the way. Okay, now it's time to generate the pie chart. Okay, so use the colors use the colors from that JSON file. Can you remember? So categories dot JSON for each category, and give a beautiful animation. Okay, that means whenever the pie chart will be coming, we are changing the value. At that time animation should come. What will happen for animation? For animation means uh, it is increasing. Okay, the circle is completing in this way, some animation. Let me check, let me see what is animation it is giving. So beautiful animation. Okay, now see what it is doing. If you are using the subscribed version, that means if you have that go license, it is giving free ChatGPT, then definitely it may give better response. Okay, so it is doing what? Great. Now let's add a dynamic animated CSS only pie chart that uses real category colors from this, updates whenever expenses change, yeah, and animates smoothly, requires no external library, fine, fully works offline. Very good. So what it is saying, add this pie chart update function in the app.js. Fine. So I have to add this update pie chart function. Let me copy this and paste at the end of the app.js. Done. Okay. Now I'll update pie chart inside render. Okay. So inside render, we have the render. Earlier in the last session, I have told you there is a render function on startup. Can you see this render function on load? this render function is called. Now go to this render function. It is performing so many stops. At the end it is saying add this. Okay, let me add this so that we can call this and also call after load. Save to keep here. Actually see, in the render it is internally updating the pie chart. Fine. Can you see inside render internally it is calling this update pie chart, but still it is saying after render again call this function. Why you may ask, why inside render is a part of update pie chart, is a part of render function execution, but still it is going to update part pie chart separately. Why? Because there is some extra knowledge required to understand this. In the last session, can you remember, I have told you this async await, some beautiful story is there for async storage, but it is huge. Okay, actually it is easy. uh, if you learn properly it is easy. Difficult concept, but if you learn properly it is easy, but a great concept we cannot discuss in a single code camp. Okay, actually the reason behind this calling separately is the async await. Okay, at this time just remember this. Okay, now add pie chart animation in the style.css. In the style.css we have to add this. Okay, so we will append this code in the style.css at the end. Okay, one thing is the pie chart class is already used. Can you see? Earlier it is given width, height, border radius, these are given. 220 pixel, here it is 260. Border radius 50%, here also 50%, no problem. Margin auto. Let me remove the previous code. Okay, or not remove, I am commenting. Okay, if it is working fine, then I will remove the code. At this moment, I am not removing it. Okay, now it is saying you can adjust the size if needed. Okay, size means is height width. Okay, you can see it is changed 220 to 260. Now optional next upgrades. No. I am not going to this much in uh, difficult. Now let me save all and see. Okay, it is giving the animation in this way. Can you see? Can you see this? I can show you the animation by slowing down. Can I really slow down? Let me check. No, animation we cannot slow. We can slow the performance of the JavaScript by the way. So if you see carefully, it is some blooming animation like this. Okay, so it is small to big, and if you look into the CSS, there is definitely some scale. Yes, so in the 0%, that means initially it is scale 0.5, so 50% you can say. So in the 260 by 260 pixel box, it is taking 50% of space. Now whenever it is 70%, then it is scale 1.05, that means suppose 105%, and after completing, that means, and 100% it is going to 1, that means 100%. Okay, if you have a little bit of knowledge of CSS, then definitely you have understood. If you don't have, then also no problem. What it is doing, from just assume 0%, 70% and 100%, it is a, this is what, a time axis. Okay, this is what a time axis. So suppose 0% to 100%, it is taking 1 second. Okay, actually the second also we can define, but the thing is 0% from 100%, you can assume it is 1 second. Now if it is 1 second, then in the 70 millisecond up to 0, from 0 to 70 millisecond, it is increasing, and from 70 millisecond to 100, that is 1 second, is actually it is doing what, Actually, I'm wrong with the millisecond unit. It is actually 700 millisecond. Am I correct now? So 700 millisecond, 1000 millisecond, that is 1 second. It is now decreasing the size. Fine. So now you can define the second also, time, how much time it will take. You can define how in the animation section in the pie chart. Can you see? It is first, it is defining what? First it is defining the keyframe. Then it is doing what? Then it is doing the second. Okay, the time it will take. So you can see it is taking what? 0.5 second. Now if we give 5 second, then actually we can slow down the process. Okay, from here we can slow down the process. Now you see, I'm refreshing. Can you see? First, for first some time, it will take what? It will increasing. Next remaining time, it will decrease to go to 100%. Okay, so this is the CSS, and I hope this CSS is now not required. So remove this. And what function it is adding? This is the function. Now in this function, actually it is defining what? It is defining the color. Okay, you can see here, yes. Okay, background color it is defining. That means for how much space which color will be there. Okay, now this is a thing JavaScript where actually we need the CSS knowledge also. Okay, so JavaScript is this much powerful. By using JavaScript we can manipulate the HTML. In the last session we have seen that option tag we are adding manually. Now by using JavaScript we are also manipulating the CSS. Okay, so here pie chart dot style means now it will use the CSS properties. Okay, in the CSS we are directly writing the attributes. In the JS file we are writing the properties. So there is a difference between property and attribute. In the JavaScript it is always property. So here it is giving the conic gradient. This is a CSS function. Okay, then some gradient. Now you can look into this. Okay, you can look into this. It is completely, if you just read this once, you will understand what is happening. Okay, so we have also developed the pie chart. Okay, we have also developed the pie chart, but now we can still change the animation. Let's try to change the animation. That means it is rotating from clockwise direction. It is increasing, the colors are increasing from clockwise direction. Okay, 0 to which whatever the percentage. Okay, let me do that. I want to change the animation. So change the animation so that it looks like it looks like uh, the colors the colors are filling the circle clockwise in a clockwise direction. Okay, let me check ChatGPT is understanding yes or not. It is taking time or my internet is slow. I hope it is not loading properly. Let me refresh the page. Oh, it started generating. Yes, this is the entire code. So what is the thing? Update the pie chart HTML structure. So this I have to update. So this I have to update with this. Pie chart, class ID. What is that? This. Okay. Now this gives us these two classes. Okay, fine. Now add the new CSS. Okay, adding this at the end. Obviously now these keyframes are not required. I hope earlier it was pie chart. Yes, pie chart is rewritten. Yes or not? So I don't need the previous code. Okay, update the JS pie chart function. Okay, this function is changed. Okay, and it is saying it will work. Let's check. Is it working? No, rather it is going. It is not working. So let me understand what is happening. The animation, what it is doing for the pie chart and pie wrapper. Okay, it is giving relative and animation is sweepable. It is applying for pie mask. Okay, now pie mask is okay. I understood what it is doing. It is just trying to reveal this. That means already those colors are there. We are revealing the color. No, I don't want this. Let me show you some animations. Okay, so progressive. I have seen progressive animations for pie chart. Mm, don't bother what I am searching. Don't bother about that. I just want to show you what I want. Internet is very slow today. Yeah, can you see how beautifully this is? Now, this actually you can use just by writing a single line of code. Okay, but not now because this needs the React knowledge. Uh, yes, these things, so many things you can do. But animation, yes, can you see this animation? This is also a beautiful animation. Can you see? But what I want it is not showing. Earlier I have seen some animation library. I'm searching for that. If I want to show you, yeah, these things. These are actually loaders, but in this way the colors will be filled. Okay, that actually I want. So let me try by writing that. So I want like a I want the animation like a loader. Okay, but the colors um, will be filled by animation in circular increasing manner. The thing is, when we learn the React, React, Angular, anything, you will get that means install a library and write a single line of code and just provide some values to modify to your required format, and that's all. That's all. Okay. But now, whenever we are going for raw HTML, CSS, JavaScript, we have the headache of writing this. Earlier, people are used to write the CSS. That's why for CSS specific people were hired in the industry. But nowadays, CSS, no job. With CSS, React, there is job. This is the scenario. So I am changing this. Mm, Keep your existing pie chart div, but wrap in a container for the loader. Achha. So it is telling existing container div. What it is saying? Keep your existing pie chart div. Okay, this is the pie chart div, but wrap in a container for the loader. Let me keep this directly here. Forget about it. Let's see. Add the loader CSS animation. Okay, and update this function. I will try only this. Okay, if it is still not working, then either I have to write or that will be your job. You try by your home. Let's see. Save all. No, still it is not doing that behavior. In this, actually, ChatGPT is not good. Okay. Pie chart. This ID is not present. Yeah. No, ID is present. It maybe I have written the code wrongly. What ChatGPT wants, I have not written. Okay, it is saying it is correct. That means we are correct. ChatGPT is wrong. Okay, it is using conic gradient, but still it should work actually. For conic gradient is actually the responsible function. Achha, one thing is whenever we are changing the category, it is not working. Have you seen? So I'm going to entertainment. Still, it is doing the same. But now it should not show this. Okay. And whenever we are going to suppose bills we have, yeah, now total expense it is showing correctly, and expense breakdown. Actually, in this case, the total should be this yellow color. Yes or not? The pie chart entirely should be filled by yellow color. So this is also wrong. So the thing I have to say is, the after filter it is not working properly. After filter it is not working properly. The pie chart should show the uh, color of that category. Actually, the pie chart should be filled with the color of the category. Okay, but I just want to try one thing. Whenever we are doing the filter, which is what is actually doing, it is the filter category add event listener. For change, it is calling the render function. So inside render function, it is also updating the pie chart, but still it is not, that means calling the function, but the function is not correct logically. That's why it is not working. So see, yeah. So drop the below code into this, replace your existing render and update pie chart with yes, correct. So render must be updated and update pie chart. This also needs to be correct, updated. Yes, so much, too many codes are written. Okay, now it is becoming more complex. Let's check first it is working properly or not. This is the thing happening for ChatGPT. Can you see? Now after changing this, now all is not working properly. Yeah, all is working, but is it working in the loading? No. After refreshing the page, it is not working again. So I think the earlier Earlier the code was better. At least whenever it is refreshing, at that time it was working properly. Yes or not? Or do one thing, if I simply just remove this, see it is working or not. Yeah, now it is working. What is happening actually for asynchronous nature? Okay, before render it is doing this and it is taking that blank data. Okay, it is taking that blank data, and that's why the pie chart is not. So at this moment we don't require this. That is the thing. Whenever you are trying to debug your code, it's just this small changes you have to manually do this. That means I have found this without writing this the problem is fixed. Now this small change you cannot again go to the chat GPT, because what will happen, it will again do another mistake. That means it will solve this problem but it will be affected in somewhere else. Okay, but this animation is very bad. I don't need this animation. So earlier that animation was better. Okay, so I don't want to go back again because it will be again time consuming and wastage of time actually. But my suggestion is, whenever you are going to do this, then you take the animation first. Okay, you take the best animation first, then you confirm that okay, this animation is good. Now you proceed with this and update the JavaScript code corresponding. Okay, and uh, the only thing that is remaining, that is deployment. Okay, the entire application will be deployed, and the sample.json, there is no work of this, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, so at this moment we have how many files? Four files: index, css, js, and json. Four files inside, and in a structural manner how we can actually uh, build, or how we can follow the industry preference. Okay, in this way actually we should always structure our project. And package.json, inside this basic information is written at the beginning class. We have created this. Whenever you are using one advanced library or framework like React or Angular, then you can see in the package.json there are more information, project related information will be stored, like what are the external libraries. Okay, we are using environment variable also may be introduced, like this some extra thing will come. Okay, so this is a very basic project by using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So I think uh, we have completed developing the application, and our target for this concept and features we have achieved. Now you can ask me if you have any question. I'm waiting for some time, then I will decide the deployment I should tell you today or in the next session. Okay, so I decided to keep the deployment in the next session. And can you remember the first session? I have told you there is a big announcement, and at the end of the entire code camp that will be announced. Okay, so that announcement also I am going to discuss in the next session. Okay, and the next session, that means day 5, will be our a last session of this code camp. Fine. So I'm ending the session here. If you have any question, you can immediately ask me. You can email me. You can go to our website. Okay. Follow our WhatsApp channel. Share this video to your friends as much as you can, so that knowledge can be shared. And you know, the only thing that you can share, but it will not reduce the knowledge. Okay. Thank you, everyone.